guys.
Yes, sir.
So, any other question before I proceed?
I want to ask a question, sir.
Okay.
I want to ask what is the difference between switch and else, and where can we use switch and where can we use the else statement? That is all.
That the if and switch statement, right?
Yes, sir.
Me preferable personally. I use if when it's more like I'm testing only one variable, and what I'm testing, I don't know what is coming. Are you getting me? When I don't know what is coming, I can use if. What I can just do is check whatever is coming, check if it's married with what I want. But when I know what I want and how I want it, then I can use a switch case. Are you getting me? Now, let's say, for instance, if I want to do that greeting stuff I told you about, I can use if statement saying that, okay, if the day is less than 12 hours, print good morning. If it's greater than 12 o'clock, so good afternoon. Okay, I can use greater than or equal to uh, 12 hours, that's 12 a.m., 12 noon, sorry, show good afternoon. But once it's 6, that is 1900, show good evening. I can use case statement to do that because I know what I'm expecting. But when the information is coming there is too much, I can as well use my if statement. Although when it comes to me testing a network, because when we start using a Flutter, there's what we call a feature builder. Now, feature builder is used to test your what you want to output. You test the states. Now you say if it's connecting, show this thing. If it's connected, show this thing. If it has data, show this thing. Now, if I know that what I'm dealing with is definite, it might not end at this particular stage. If the output doesn't have network, the other one will keep running. Are you getting me? So
Yeah.
it depends where and the condition you want to test or the condition you want to execute. That's when you can use. Then that your instinct will not tell you can use if, you can use switch, because although two of them can serve the same purpose, depend on where. Did I explain myself?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, as we are done with this switch case, now let's go now to what we call loop statements. Now, loop statements is what will help you to print multiple data out a go. Now, let's say for instance, I want to print
The network is breaking, sir.
Hello guys, sorry, a call came into my phone and so as I was saying earlier, please can you guys still hear me please?
Yes, sir. You were talking about the loop.
Okay, the loop, okay. Now as I was saying, loop is, let's say for instance, we want to print hello 20 times, let me say hello into 10 places. Are we going to start pasting the hello once as in keep going? It's now we can't keep going like this because we want to print hello up to 10 places. Now with loop statements, we can be able to use one line of code and print the 10 hellos at the same time. Are you getting me? So now loop make use of what they call for loop. That is uh, something like this. We should have something like this. Let me say, as we are here, we have four. For those with the first one is let me just explain. The first one is the initial value. I don't know if I get that initial. The first one is initial. Now, the second one is a condition. Now, the last one is what you are incrementing. That is a increment. Now, this is the structure of for loop statements or loop statements. Now, for us to now apply this condition the way it's supposed to be now, this function here. Now, let's do it together. If you're with your system, you can code with me. I have four. Now, the first thing is your initial variable. Let's say I don't want to use int, I want to use a dynamic figure like we taught yesterday. I is equals to, let me say, 0, comma. Sorry, then I is now less than 5. Less than or equal to 5, sorry. Then the I should what? Run an increment. Then we'll have something like this again, as usual. We have print brackets. Let me say hello $sign I. Now, do you understand this code here? Now, let me explain before we press run. Now, we have this thing here now saying that I want to print hello 5 times. I want to output 5 times of later. Now, when I did that, if without initial velocity, let me use initial state of I is what? 0. Now, without add the system, if I is less than 5, add it. That's this what is here now. I is less than or equal to 5, which all of us know that I is already what? 0 before. Now, this plus plus you now add here is just telling the person, if it's not, keep adding it till it gets to 5. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, because 0 is a number. Now, if we run this code now, you notice that we're going to put this hello 5 times. Sorry. What am I missing? What am I missing? What am I missing? Since my network is let me just run it in my VS Code and see whether I'll still have the same error. If this one continues giving me issue, maybe I will change to VS Code.
It worked there.
Is it working now?
Yes.
This one is giving me issue. Let me switch to VS Code so it can be, because this one makes use of internet. If I don't have strong internet, it will give me an error. It still gives me error in compiling JavaScript. But let me quickly switch to VS Code. I'm trying to look for my this thing. Trying to look for my VS Code. I'm not seeing anything. Are you seeing my screen now? It seems I'm having two screens there. Yes. Sorry. So if you look at what I have here now, I think you can see my screen now.
Yes, sir.
So listen, let's what they call some. So if you notice what I just did now, you notice that I can be able to print hello into 5 places. Now starting from initial one is 0. I can do it to be 1. See, started from 1 to 5. So this is how to, when you have a lot of things to print out, this is how you can use it to print that stuff. Although, me personally, I hardly come across a situation where I use this loop. If I'm using my code before, maybe like 3 or 4 times, maybe as I get older in program, maybe I will start using it often, but the conversant one I'm using is still that if and switch cases, and switch case, sorry. So this is how this thing preferred data. Now, first of all, you have to assign your data, let me say your initial state of the data. Then the next one is you now do the comparison here. The next thing is where I say, okay, if it didn't meet it now, if it didn't meet up to it, increase it. Let's say if I change this initial state to be 4, let's see what is going to print out. Now you notice it prints only 1 because it's 5. Now if I do it 4, Now this is going to print only 4 and 5. Now if I do it to 6, let's see the error, if it's going to put an error for me. No, it's not going to print anything because we have compared them. Is not 5 is not less, is not sorry, I is not less than 5, is greater than 5. That's why. But if I now change this code now to I greater than 5, let me see what the output will look like. Did I delete anything? Did I delete anything? Let's do this. Now let's see what the outcome will look like. The output will look like. Now you see, I'm having an infinite number, and on process of this thing, I created virus for myself because I don't think this thing will stop. It will keep going because it's an auto increment. For me to now save it, I have to go and stop the code. Because what I'm checking, if it's greater than 5, keep on imputing. So you find out that this condition is not advisable to use. Because if you now if your initial job is 6 and you want to continue to check when the other one is greater than, it's going to have an infinite loop because the number is already above 5. You keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. So that's this. So any question before we proceed to the next one? Any question? So the next thing we are going to work on now is what we call
No.
for each loop. Now the next one is for each loop. Now assuming that we have let's say lists integer. We have number. Have numbers. Let me just use number. Is equals to bracket 1, 2, 3. So 3, 5. Now we have something like this now. We have number, the list we created, dots for each loop. Now for each of those elements, I want you to get something for me. I want you to not get something. I want you to print the whole number for me. Now we have this inside this curly bracket. That's where we'll do our print statements. I would love to show you a real life scenario where I use this thing. So we have this. Let's see what our outcome will look like. Now you notice that it prints everything there in the element of what you have here. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it prints out the whole number there into 5. Now if I now do something like what we did when we are talking about the list. Now if you want him to just print index of 0, now what it's going to print for me is the first number. No. So it's not supposed to. I'm calling guys. Let me check. It's not supposed to. So that is print only first index. Now if I say index of 5, sorry, index of 4. Now look at the error it gave me. The invalid value is not inclusive range. Now the rate I have is 0 to 4. Now I use an index of 5. 5 is more like 6. Now if I change it now to 4 and then run the code and see what the answer will look like. So now print the 5 for me, which is the last of the index. So this is how for each loop works. Now it goes into the circle, into the bracket, into the list, and try to print it as many numbers are there inside. Now this one actually works when we have when we are fetching the data from the database, and you don't want to lose any data. Now you can use for each loop to now ask the system to fetch. If this data here is 50 times, go 50 times and print everything inside there for me. Am I communicating? Hello.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's how this one works. So we have the next one we call do while loop. Do while loop is more like what we have done before when we do the for loop. You just go through the count there and print it while it's less than 5. Let's say for instance I have let's say we have something like this. Now we have declared an integer. We have int. Sorry, we have then we have y brackets count is less than 5. Print counts. Let's count. Then after that we can now come here and do our count increment. Now you can use our hello if you want. If you run the app, it is only going to print this count till it gets to 5. Say it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You should notice that it's almost the same thing with the other stuff. Now you can use this thing when you are doing a circular avatar and they want it to just display only 5 data from when you are fetching from database. Once you get this thing, sorry, did I say circular avatar? Let me say in your WhatsApp now, you have those status. Now you can use this thing to write a function for it to just show only from 0 to 5. Other one should not show. Are you getting me? But when we are starting writing the real life program, you will understand. Any question? Any question? Hello.
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Were you able to test the code on your own end?
My laptop went off, so I'm unable to.
Run the code. Okay. Agnes Dale, are you there? Mohammed, are you there? Abdul, don't know if I get the name. Abdul Sowob.
Sabur.
Not Abdul Sobo, sorry. Not say, I don't sabi pronounce the name well.
Hey,
So, were you following all this why?
yeah, I'm following you. I'm following you, sir.
Okay. Any questions so far?
Oh, no, not at all.
Okay.
Understood.
Okay. So, how many of us have been into programming for a while now? As in, familiar with any language apart from this one? Anybody?
Yeah.
How many of us, or one of us just novice to this?
I
So I'm complete novice. Like I'm just for the first time. Everything is first time. So
yeah, I'm
uh,
familiar with the language before.
I'm not familiar with anything. I'm learning on the job.
Okay. Okay. So,
I'm familiar with Python a little bit, sir.
okay.
Sir, I think those who are familiar with some aspects are getting it more like yeah because for who has not learned anything about coding before about anything programming, so it's kind of someone so everything is new. The whole thing is
Yeah.
new.
Yes.
So it's easy to get lost. So that's just my
Sorry about that. That's why we are taking time to go to start from the basic concept of programming so that all of us will try to understand. Although it's not something you can just comprehend in one instance. That's why this stage we are now is more like we practice and try to understand what we actually mean. Even if you don't fully understand it, just understand the syntax and the concept behind it. Now, when we start using it regularly, it start making sense to you.
okay, sir. Because like yesterday, we were asked to download some the Flutter SDK Android Studio, and the
Yeah,
it was three things. Well, like the next step was that we are going to install them and to work on it. You saw a message on the group. They were like, that was the next thing we do.
this is why,
So
this is why I personally didn't go into that stuff because this area I'm trying to cover now, I don't think it was covered yesterday. Although tomorrow morning, before the actual time for the lecture, I'm still going to take you guys on the no safety in that and other things because the course of yesterday is supposed to run down to these areas I just mentioned before we start installing the other ones, the other application. Although the guy that will take you yesterday, tomorrow, Ibrahim Abdullahi, we're still going to be the one to guide you guys on installation. Why me
So
will teach you?
why are they changing our thoughts? Like a different person taught us yesterday, another person yesterday, and a different person teach us tomorrow like that. I think it might
I think
cause the tempo to. So I said, why are they changing? Why are we changing? Why are we having different tutors? Like a different person taught us yesterday, different today, tomorrow different, maybe next tomorrow another
no,
person different. I think it's kind of affecting
we have,
the tempo of the lesson.
we have different mentors, and one person cannot go about teaching the whole thing. Most of them have something else they are doing. Most of them are working. So in order not make the work too bulky for one person, that's why it was created section by section. Like, okay, this person should have the preliminary aspect of it. Why this person should go with the installation? Why this person should go with this? Why this person should go with that? So in the other way around, it can help you to understand different people with different concept of programming. Just like when it goes to labor market, each of every client you meet is come with his own concept, his own idea, his own code structure, and the all this one. But if you want a situation whereby it's only one person, I can discuss with the coordinator if one person can actually take care of the whole thing. But I doubt it will be possible. I don't know
The
if
way you presented is the best way. Is the best way because I've had an experience from tutors, even in schools too. If you are learning, you can't just one person cannot take the whole syllabus in the school, even though you are in both in mechanical or any electrical department. So that's how it works. So and that's the best approach to it. You have to learn from different tutors.
thank you, Lookman. So, my man, I think you understand the reason why it's like that.
Yeah, I understand.
So, but if you are still confused, you can still talk to the other instructor, he can still guide you once it's free. And if you have any serious question, you can still talk to me personally. I'm more inclined of writing code and solving problem. If you understand I'm more inclined of testing the code and writing it and we are saying it and if we fail we are correct it and move on.
So yesterday, while they were going on, so we were doing some comment section. We'll be answering the comments, and it was sort of like okay, beginner friendly. But today is more like not really
Can
beginner
you
friendly. Like
can you come again? I can't hear you.
I said yesterday, while the lesson was going on, so we did ask questions. So we're dropping question in the comment section, so in the chat room. So it was more like beginner friendly grasp. So, but now it's like we moved from that beginner to like a kind of advanced something. That's it.
So sorry about that. Abeg. Me personally, I prefer comment the question at the comment section. At least I can read it and make my corrections or what I'm not doing right somewhere. So don't be. I'm sorry about that. It's not as if I don't want to go into the comment section. I'm sorry.
Boss, you can write us, sir. Yeah.
Hello.
You can write over with you, sir.
Okay. So if you have any question, feel free to drop it at the comment section. I'm here to read it. So we have another one called the continue statement. Now, continue statement, what it does, if the value you want to test has been achieved, now you now need to ask him to continue or not to continue. Now, let's say for instance, let me give an example of what I mean by that. Now, I have the situation where I have 4 var I, sorry, I equals to 0. I is 5, then increment I for me. I have a if bracket I is equals to 2. I have a print skipping 2. So I have continue. Now, if you notice this function here, we have already told that when you are incrementing, once it gets to 2, print something. Now, if I want to continue working on the code, we can now write the next function. I can now do something like this, print sorry. Can I do now count because I is already a variable, I need to use $sign so I can use it inside these brackets. Now, this one I did here now, when it gets to I equals to 2, it will print, it will skip the 2, just like print skipping 2. If I run this code now, let's see how that. Notice that it's now counting from 0, 1. When it comes to 2, you just skip it. If I comment this thing out and run this code again, notice that 2 will be missing in that code. Notice 2 is missing. Now, we use this particular one to skip number. Let's say you are building a game and want that person once you enter a number that is not an even number, you should end the game or you should print something. What to enter is an even number, what to enter is this or that. So you can use this now to go through the loop of data. Now, then when you get that particular one you are looking for, you can now remove it. Now, you want to write a function that can remove any name that starts with A. You can write, if the list of data is coming here, then you can now do it, okay, anyone that starts with this, you remove this. Let's say, for instance, let me see whether I can engineer something like that out here. So we have the lists. Names is equals to. Listen. Okay. Okay. Listen. So, let me say I assign this thing here. I go for our get it right. Yes. Let me if this thing actually work. But let me still do the sheets. Okay. So let's try to one, two, four, what I want to try is now okay. I want to use a list of data. But let me just use this one and remove I don't need to increment. I don't need to increment anything. Let's see. Names. If name is equal to let's see. Names. Let me see whether this code will work. But I haven't tried it before. But let me see if it's supposed to give me anything. But let's let me see. It's not supposed to. There is already a list of numbers, so it's not supposed to. Sorry guys, I wanted to see if we can look through this number and remove all the one there, but I don't know why it's not working. I don't know why it's not working. Okay. Let me just stick to the if it's maybe again is what I wanted to test then work out as I planned. But what I was trying to do earlier is maybe later we'll see how to make it work. What I was trying to do earlier was to make the system to look into this list of number and remove anyone that is one. So that was what I was planning to do earlier. So it didn't work out as I planned. So that's how for loop works. Why is it not? Sorry. Sorry. It's supposed to be less than. So this is how for loop works. Now easy to remove. Continue case. Now once even if you complete the achieve the aim, you should as well continue with the code that is writing. Now look at what happened here. Each of those counts here, when it gets to 2, you remove the 2. That's what when I do something like this, I run the program, you find out that you remove 2 there. Now you can even check it. Maybe you to remove some variable you don't want or some data you don't want in the list order that is coming to your system or want to output. You can use it when you are trying to filter something. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
Hello, guys. Sorry for the long process of trying to make the code work. So I think I will, from the little I have done so far now, maybe I should just give you a small basic assignment. You guys can use it and try to run. Mohammed, are you with us? Hello, Mohammed, are you with us? Or we don't confuse you too much? Hello, Mohammed.
Yes, sir. I'm with you, sir.
Okay, I want us to tackle one real life program, not a real life program, just like a simple program or just like the one they used to give us in school then. Let's say, for instance, we have uh, let's say, can anybody bring can use if statement to work on before I drop something off? Trying to see whether I can create a simple question that we need for, we can use a if statement or switch case to solve. Anybody? Look, man, do you have anything for us? Agnes Dale, are you there? Okay. I'm going to give us an idea so you can solve the driver's license verification. Now we know that for you to get a driver's license, your age must be what's it called? Must be 18. Now, what type of data? What are we expecting this problem to have? Now, first of all, we're going to have age, right? That's what we are going to check. Now, you have like let's say val, or you can use a int age. Then we say you can assign it to 18. Now, our if statement. If brackets age is equal to, okay, let's use less than, is less than or equal to 18. Now, let's say print. your dash age is not up to 18 years. Okay, let's say come back a few years. A few years time. Now, because this condition is one single condition, we're not going to use else if because we are testing only once the person is not up to 18. You can still use something like this one is still valid. This simply means if this person is not up to 18, show this thing. Now S can be let's say print. An officer will attend to you shortly. Attend to you shortly. I think, is this thing making any sense at all? Now, under normal circumstances, this age is coming from an input device, an input stuff. Maybe much later I'm still going to talk about that when it comes to handling of input as an input widgets. But naturally, this is supposed to come from the input. People writing Python, they can easily write their code, they know how to use input or read keyboard or something to get data from the user. But because we are using that, we are going to hard code it like this. Now, if you run this thing like this, I think it's going to get us to this very one, this else. Now, let's run it and see if we are right or wrong. See, an answer will attend to you shortly. Now, if I change this thing now to 17.5, that's okay. It's not double, sorry. Let me say 17 years. If I run it now, we see what the first one will come out. Your age is not up to 18. Come back in a few years' time. Or come back once you are 18, thereabouts. So if you look at this thing, it's just taking shape of a real life experience for some of us that are new to programming. So any question? Any question? You can drop it at the comment section. Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
So, any question? Any question? So, any question? am I free to drop a little quiz? Am I free to drop a little quiz while we round off for tonight?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is when I was preparing for this particular something. Even just a few minutes ago, I was going through see whether I can get anything we can use to as an exercise. So I come across this one. There is in the internet there, Sha. Now the question is develop. Okay, let me send it as the platform. So something like a program. Well, just try and do this thing on your own. I know you can get it online because I saw this thing online. The shipping costs. Especially those of us that are new, based on the destination. And the weight of the package. Say that you will be provided the weight will be provided. So now look at what we are calculating. So I didn't finish the question. I want this. According to this, destination, one, well, if the destination is Yaba, the shipping costs is 5. Okay, let's say 1,000 naira per kg. Kilogram. Oh, why am I doing it? Why am I always doing this thing? Sorry, guys. I didn't finish the question. I sent some it. If it's over, let's say 3,000, 5,000 per kg. Per kg. If it's Abuja, Let the shipping price be 10,000 per kg. Now the next one is if the destination is not any of them, if the destination is not if the destination is not Yaba or Abuja, Abuja, display an error message. So I'll drop the question. Can we comment on it whether it's something we can do or not? Okay. So in absence of this, I think I should close the class today, and so I can raise some things against tomorrow, because there are some areas I needed us to cover for, especially the beginners. The issue of inheritance, creating class, constructor, and the etc. is very important in this our program. So if we don't have any other question or any confusion, I think I should close. Should I go ahead, Sas? Okay. Thank you, guys. I appreciate everything, your time and